What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got an incredible Entitled Parents story which you're gonna love. Entitled mum fakes her child's IQ test and brags about it, gets exposed by said child. To understand the story, you will have to know where it takes place first. I work at a so-called kinder college. It's a weekend school for kids between the ages of 3 and 14 with high intelligence, meaning 130 IQ and above. It's not at all like regular school. You attend different courses you choose beforehand and can always switch or leave. The aim of the college is to teach kids stuff they actually want to know in a fun way and to give those kids an environment that is finally normal for them, as they don't really get that normality in their regular lives because they always stand out and are often branded as weird. All the kids that attend the college are special, which makes them normal again, and that can help some kids a lot. I teach theatre with another person. Obviously, theatre is nothing you can properly learn, but that's not what we're going for anyways. What we're trying to do is make the kids have fun, to let go for some time, play games, learn different acting methods, get used to being on stage, just be goofy. We have 3 different courses, one for 3 to 6 year olds, one for 6 to 10 year olds, and the last for 10 to 14 year olds. As they get older, we do more complicated stuff with them. That's how the entire course system works at the college, not just theatre. You probably get the basic idea now. To get accepted into the college in the first place, you don't necessarily need to do an IQ test. The principal of the college is a really nice old lady, and sometimes it's enough to just talk to her. She's been doing the job for a few decades now, and she's really good at instantly telling if someone is above 130 or even above 145. Anyways, sometimes the principal wants to do a test because she is not completely sure, and sometimes the parents want to do a test just to get an idea of their kid's intelligence. The test itself is an official IQ test, but a shortened version, meaning it's not legitimate enough to be used outside of the college. It's really just to get a rough idea. Now, the IQ of a person can be intimidating as anything, which is why we have the Fight Club rule. We don't talk about it. Most of the kids at the college don't even know their own IQ, and it's better that way. It's not a competition, it's not something to brag about. People with high IQs usually tend to have a lot of mental problems, and it can really be a pain in the butt. I can promise you'll never encounter a parent with an actual high IQ kid that'll brag about it. That's how you can tell who's faking it and who's not. Okay, finally onto the story now. My first course starts at 9 AM and I usually arrive at 8:50 AM. I use those 10 minutes to go to the toilet really quick and then collect my money from the secretary. She and the principal sit in a big lobby and spend basically the whole day talking to parents, giving advice, helping people find their way, etc. You have to walk through that lobby eventually if you want to pee, if you want to grab something to eat, if you want to go outside, you get it. That results in the lobby being quite crowded most of the time. So I was waiting for my money. We can get paid in cash if we want to, and I prefer that, and was chatting with the principal. She's a really nice lady, and I remind her a lot of her daughter that passed away some time ago, which is why she's very focused on me and always wants to talk when I'm around, basically not caring about who she was previously talking to anymore. She's telling me about that very quiet kid, innocent kid, 5 years old, she tested last week, and his mother that was apparently acting really weird. I quickly found out that said kid was on my course last week. Kids can visit courses they're interested in for one day for free to see if it's really something they want to do. He caught my attention too. He was very quiet, but not only that. I've been working at the college for 2 years now. I'm 17 currently, and I know by now how to read kids. This innocent kid was way behind everyone else, and not just because he was there for the first time. He couldn't repeat long sentences like the others, didn't properly understand the orders we gave, and generally really stood out. His entitled mum was there too. She sat in the back of the room the whole time, even though we told her to leave quietly after 5 to 10 minutes. Some kids don't want their parents out of sight, so we asked the parents to stay in the back for some time and then leave when their kid is focused on us. But this entitled mum decided that she didn't want to leave and stayed. And because we didn't want to start a fight and waste the 30 minutes we had left, we just ignored her. Well, the principal told me that the entitled mum insisted on staying by her son's side during the test, which is in theory not against protocol, but just not a good idea because it's really distracting for the kid. She still insisted, so she was allowed into the testing room. She originally wanted to sit right next to her innocent kid, but that actually is against protocol, so she had to sit at a different table. Apparently, she was really unhappy about that. The principal told me that she first guessed the innocent kid to be around 120 IQ, which is above average by the way, but the test results said something around 140. Really weird because those two numbers are worlds apart. The answers the innocent kid gave were also really weird. Apparently, he gave most of his answers in a really short time, some right, some wrong. The principal didn't think about it too much, and I didn't either, but looking back at it, it's really obvious. Can you guess it already? Probably. Well, I was given my money and said my goodbyes to the principal and the secretary because it was almost 9 AM. We started the course with a little game, and about 5 minutes into it, the entitled mum and her innocent kid stumbled into the room. It's not unusual for kids to come in up to 10 minutes late during the first course, so while my co-worker continued the game, I approached the two. My kid here had fun last time. He would like to continue this class. No problem, we just need the little guy's information and you have to talk to the principal downstairs for payment. I was given all the information I needed, full name, birthday, stuff like that. The kid didn't say anything during that exchange, so I went on eye level with him and talked to him directly. Hey, remember me? I'm me, and that's my co-worker. Do you want to join the group? I have to talk to your mummy for a bit, but I'll be there soon. The innocent kid just nodded and ran to my co-worker. I stood up again and started telling the entitled mum the usual information. The course is from 9 to 10, parents are not allowed inside. There are chairs outside if you want to be nearby. We also have a cafeteria in the next building and a hotspot. You can join the other. The entitled mum decided to not let me finish and talked over me. Yeah, no, I need to stay by my kid's side. He's a really special kid. I have to make sure he gets the attention he needs. I was raising my eyebrows mentally. I understand that you're concerned for your child, but every kid in here is special like your son, and this course is meant to take all the pressure off of the kids and let them just be kids. Parents are not meant to... Again, the entitled mum talked over me and I was kind of getting annoyed. You don't understand. My son is special. He has an IQ of 140. How many kids in here are that smart, huh? She just broke the Fight Club rule. I don't know the IQs of the other kids, and I don't need to know. That's not what this college is about. Well, my son is probably the smartest kid this school has ever seen. I'm staying. We're not a school. Nobody gets graded here, and you can't stay. The reason why I wanted her to leave is simple. The kids need to be completely free of pressure, and a grumpy entitled mum sitting in the background following every step they make isn't helpful. My co-worker and I are always really goofy and go down onto their level, giving them the feeling they can be who they really are because nobody is judging or expecting something. My son needs me. The innocent kid was literally not paying attention to her at all at that point. He is fine. We're taking good care of him. If something happens, we have your phone number. If he needs you, we'll just call. I can't let you stay. It's not fair for him or the other kids. The entitled mum apparently started to realize that she was talking to a wall at that point and gave me a death stare. I'm gonna talk to the principal about you. I'm a concerned parent. I should be allowed in here. I didn't say anything and watched her rush out of the room, leaving behind her precious special kid just like that. I just prayed that she wouldn't return before 10 AM and went back to my co-worker, quickly telling him what happened. Surprisingly, the entitled mum didn't return before 10 AM. Actually, she didn't even return then. The next kids were already coming and the innocent kid was the only one left from the first course. My co-worker and I waited for a little while, but there was no sign of the entitled mum. I then took the innocent kid outside and told him we would look for his entitled mum together. He honestly looked like he was seconds away from crying. It took us literally 30 seconds to find his mum. She was in the lobby throwing a tantrum and yelling at the principal. We heard her before we saw her. You guys have to remember, she left almost an hour ago at that point. I still don't know if she was throwing her tantrum that whole time, and the whole story happened a few months ago. The principal and the secretary looked really tired and tried to calm her down without success. I only heard a few sentences, including, "My son needs all the attention. He has an IQ of 140. And how dare you?" Then the entitled mum saw me holding her innocent kid in my arms. "You, give me my son now. Why are you here? Did something happen? What did you do?" "It's 10 past 10 and you never showed up. We were looking for you." "I was about to come. Don't blame that on me, you effing lady." She said that in front of like 20 young children. I applauded her stupidity inside and was wondering what else she said to the principal and the secretary. I let the innocent kid down and he waddled over to his crazy mum, standing next to her like a lost dog. Talking of dogs, a helpful parent comes into the frame with his cute dog. Now, just to explain this, we have therapy dogs at the college for the nervous and anxious kids to play with. It's something a few parents came up with. Some of them have a psychology degree and a trained therapy dog, and they offer to bring them in from time to time. The helpful parent said, "Could you maybe tone it down a bit? I don't know what this discussion is about, but I'm sure there is no need to yell." "Oh, I yell all I want. My son is special." Honestly, I never heard someone use the word special more often than this entitled mum. Then the principal got involved. "And so is everyone else. This entire college is made for those kids, to help them. to give them what they need, and that's what OP and their co-worker do too. The discussion went on and on, the principal, secretary, and helpful parent trying to calm the entitled mum down. She just repeated herself over and over again, progressively getting angrier. The helpful parent let his dog wander free, and she came over to me, knowing me already and looking for a scratch. The innocent kid, being ignored by his mother once again, came over to me as well and asked if he could pet the dog. The helpful parent heard him and nodded. The kid was playing with the dog for a while, and I was just staying by his side, when he suddenly said the sentence that would change the whole situation in a hot second. I didn't want to do it. You didn't want to do what? The test. Mummy made me remember all the answers. I was staring at the kid for a few moments, completely surprised by what he just said. How did your mummy know the answers, kid? Her friend gave them to her. He's a doctor. I just assumed he was talking about a psychiatrist, but I knew he wasn't lying. Earlier, the principal had told me about how quick the innocent kid had answered the questions. Not because he was that good, but because he already knew them. I just decided to straight up confront the entitled mum and stood up, walking to her. You faked the IQ test? Everyone involved went very silent suddenly. What? How dare you accuse me? Your kid told me. He said you made him remember the answers. You faked it. I'd never heard of someone faking an IQ test at the college before, and you can imagine the surprise on everyone's face. I did not. My kid is just tired. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I don't think the kid is lying. The way he answered was very weird. It would absolutely make sense if he was just remembering the answers, not figuring them out. The entitled mum panicked. Everybody could see it, and the next thing she did makes me question humanity to this very day. She pushed me so hard I fell into the helpful parent. She grabbed her son and effing ran for it, like straight up ran for her life. Everybody just stood there absolutely confused, watching that crazy lady running away with her son. Nobody stopped her, everybody just watched. We never saw her or her kid again, but everybody knows the story. I assume she figured out what tests we use, either through her doctor buddy or another parent told her the name. I can't think of anything else. The innocent kid wasn't even stupid or something. The principal guessed him to be around 120, which is still above average. I guess the entitled mum just wanted to get that extra attention. Wouldn't be the first time parents pretend their kids have a genius level IQ to get those 5 minutes of attention. But faking an actual test? Just why? Even if the kid would have said nothing, sooner or later the truth would have come out. Simply because you can't fake being intelligent. Online maybe, but not in real life. In conclusion, just don't put too much pressure on your kids please, and don't fake an IQ test. Like, what the F? Wow, what a story. Well, it is completely true that some parents do tend to brag about their kids' intelligence. But I agree with OP, never have I heard a parent lie about their kid's IQ. That's another level. And they're absolutely right. 120 is actually a very good IQ score on its own. I mean, look at this graph. If you have an IQ of 120 or above, you're in the top 16-17%. You're very clever. But I guess for some parents, that's not enough to be in the top 20% or so. They've got to be the best. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this Entitled Parents episode. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And if you want another video, click the one on screen right away. With that being said, I will see you all tomorrow with 2 brand new uploads on the channel.